Hi, Zizaran here with another video for 3.18 Sentinel League, and I just wanted to talk about Archnemesis and all the fixes so far. Yeah, it's been quite a contentious league in the sense of the fact that it's been incredibly dangerous, incredibly rippy. GGG has been catching a lot of flack. Obviously, Chris said things have been tested extensively. Maybe didn't mean it exactly the way he said it, but either way, for a lot of players, especially people playing not meta builds, it's been a unenjoyable experience in the start. Now, to their credit, GGD have been really, really good at communicating, maybe more so than ever in the past. They do seem very, very focused on trying to make Archnemesis work. The purpose of this was supposed to be increasing the challenge. Obviously, they did want to make it harder, which they've achieved. But they also wanted to make it like easier to notice dangerous things. I don't particularly feel like they've noticed this. There's a few where it definitely is very, very noticeable. The big problem is that they can have multiple. But it was supposed to be, instead of like looking at a rare monster and seeing, you know, powerful crits and 7 other things, well, now you see like the mana siphoner, right? You have that big blue area around it. And that one in particular, honestly, yeah, mana siphoner is well done. I actually think that's a good one. Mana siphoner is really good. It's easy to notice. It's a big blue circle. You have a dead zone inside it where it does nothing. So I think that one in particular is good, but there are so many bad ones. You can see here that they've changed a lot of them. And obviously, invulnerable was one that people were very, very worried about. But yeah, now it's they're starting to change this. Every 9 seconds cannot be damaged for 4.5 seconds. So they are reworking a lot of these. One of the least favorite things as well is all the immunities. You have literal total immunities, like empowered elements, and you also have super resist ones. I really don't like the immunities. I think they're pretty bad. I don't like Archnemesis at all. I think the game would be a lot more enjoyable without it. I am absolutely shook off the implementation in general. Whenever they talked about this, I thought we would still have like regular, fairly weak rares, and that they were just using this to address the problem of aura stacking, which probably could have been addressed just by having a limit on how many auras could affect monsters. I was not expecting every monster to have Archnemesis modifiers. I was expecting 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 20 monsters to have Archnemesis modifiers, and that they would drop full rewards, so that they would be really dangerous opponents with very good loot. They do not really have increased loot over the rares from last patch. I'm just very surprised about all of this in general. Here's the list of like them nerfing a lot of it. So things like Toxic is now 50% chance to create Toxic Volatile on death instead of always. But the entire thing is, it just feels very overwhelming, very stifling. It's actually pretty okay for me right now, but I'm also a very experienced player on a bugged build that is completely OP. So people that are playing weak builds right now are still struggling. I feel like they did really well with Mana Siphoner. I think that one's awesome. But there's so many of them that are just really unenjoyable. Trickster is awful. That's the one that just runs away from you. And it's like, awesome. Now I just have to chase down a monster for no reason. And it just like, it hurts build diversity. It forces you into certain builds. And things like invulnerable, really, really bad for the game. I don't know. A lot of these were okay while interacting with them and choosing to interact with them. But I don't like it. I don't like them. It's also been integrated pretty badly with everything in the game. They've obviously fixed the Blight now, but in general, things like Blight, Harvest, Ritual, I don't know. It weren't. Imagine if we still had Ultimatum. It's not great. It's not a good implementation. I prefer the old rare system a lot more than this. And I would prefer seeing, if I was going to have perfect rares in Path of Exile, I would have the old rare system with Archnemesis appearing rarely with fairly good rewards. They can be even more dangerous than what they are now then. But then it's something the player can choose to skip if they don't want the reward. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the system going forward. TLDR, I don't like it. Bring back the old system. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.